how's it going, all you D-League type people? It's your boy, Aaron2for20, and I'm bringing you guys my team builder versus Randy, coach of the Texas Rangers. Now, this will probably be its own video this week, and I'll see what you guys prefer, since obviously I've done other videos where it's team builder and the match, and I'm going to try it differently for D-League because I have the thumbnails anyway, and I figured might as well try something new. So we're going to try it. If you guys would prefer that I stay to the separate builders, obviously, then I can always switch back next week. Just let me know below. So without further ado, though, let's get right into the team. So the team for this week, of course, you guys know my draft, but in case if you don't somehow, it's Mega Kangaskhan, Thundurus-I with the Z move, Hydreigon, Volcanion, Decidueye, Bronzong, Aerodactyl, Donphan, Shelmet, Hariyama, and Sylveon. And I fight Randy, coach of the Texas Rangers. His team this week is the Celesteela with the Z move, not Hariyama, Mega Lopunny, Latios, Shaman, Rotom Heat, Mamoswine, Ribombee, Jellicent, Uxie, Barbaracle with the Z move, so of course Goatmon, and not Shelmet, Skuntank. God, I can't read today. So right off the bat, some things that I found were very threatening. Mega Lop, I don't have a great switch in. In fact, I don't really think I have any Mega Lop switch in, to be honest, as my Psychic type is also neutral to fighting. My Ghost type is not mattering because of Scrappy, and I don't exactly have a fighting resist besides Sylveon, which still doesn't take return well at all. So that is, of course, very unfortunate in my matchup, so I have to play around Mega Lop in other ways, which I will get into in a moment, how I decided to do that. Otherwise, I have things such as, of course, oh, sorry about that if that popped in the way of the recording, but I have things, of course, such as the Celesteela to worry about, which is a very, very fat boy. I have the Shaman. Shaman proved to be a little bit problematic in mocks, however, it didn't actually come to the game. Spoilers, I'm recording this after my match. I normally do that just to sort of reflects vaguely on how my teams do without spoiling the game. If you guys are new to my channel, that's why I record my team builders after my game, just so I can kind of reflect on what it did and all that. Other things that were proving to be a little scary, the Rotom Heat was a little scary, not overly bad, but it was sort of something I had to watch out for, as it sort of just forced prep, if anything. It wasn't overly scary. Otherwise, Mamoswine was probably the only other thing I was necessarily scared of in this game. So without further ado, let's get right into the team. So my first Mon this week, I brought Tolkien, our Bronzong. By the way, I let my front office name all of my Mons besides Tinkershell, our Shelmet, because if you clap hard enough, you will believe in Shelmet and it will put in finest to work. And Little China, our Hariyama, because that is a nickname that is too important to me, I guess, and it's a name, and I'll get into why for the Mon when we get to the Mon, because it is coming this week, spoiler alert. But I figured that I wanted to let them name the rest of my Mons because it just seemed right. They helped me through a lot. Obviously, you know, front office link in the description below, yada, yada, yada. But they do help me a lot, and I really appreciate their help. So I let my front office name my Mons. So first up, we do have Tolkien, of course, our Bronzong. This nickname, and I'll probably cover it in all the videos, or at the very least the first week. You know what, I might as well just cover my full roster's nicknames. So the first Mon I have, Mega Kangaskhan, is nicknamed Mio. That was given to me by Brain. I have Jesus, our Thundurus, which is by Trika Cookie. I have Flame Horizon naming Sylveon Navi. I have Matt O'Shea nicknaming Volcanion Ocean Man. He also suggested Matt Ocean, and sort of like Ocean Man or Matt O'Shea or something along the line. Point is, I went with Ocean Man. It was his best idea. My boy Ben nicknamed Hydreigon Medusa. Decidueye, I decided I'm going to go with Ramon after my boy Ramon, because that was his mascot. I have, and also because no one suggested a nickname. I have Chess Ben nicknaming Aerodactyl Acerrock Pulls. I like the nickname, to be honest, because in IBA, if you didn't remember, my Aerodactyl was actually nicknamed Brave Bird. So it's, of course, more shots at Aerodactyl's move pool, I guess. Ultra Player nicknamed my Donphan Michelin. Burn nicknamed Bronzong, which is the Mon up here now, Tolkien. I have finally Little China and Tinkerbell, of course, which I nicknamed. So yeah, that is our nicknames for our season of the D-League, I guess. I figured I might as well cover it here because I didn't cover it in my draft analysis, and I was about to cover Bronzongs anyway. So sorry for the little tangent, but I figured might as well because it was something else that I felt was sort of important to me. I wanted to showcase my front office, and this is the best way to showcase them. It's sort of them into my own Mons. So first up, though, we do have Bronzong. I brought a Trick Room Bronzong because Trick Room Hariyama does a fair amount to Randy's team. He doesn't have great switch-ins to a Guts Hariyama with things such as like Celesteela. This is flying type, and that's neutral because of the steel typing as well to close combats. His fairy type, well, actually his Latios also takes a close combat fairly well, but does not take a facade very well. His other switch-ins, things like Rocky Helmet Yuxi, that could potentially be a scary one. However, I wasn't overly concerned with Rocky Helmet Yuxi because I felt like I had decent ways around it. His other Hariyama switch-ins are pretty much non-existent because his fairy type is Rabombi. Again, gonna die over a facade. So Hariyama does a lot in Trick Room, and I figured that Bronzong is my best and only setter. So I figured might as well. I have Stealth Rock, of course, because hazards are nice, especially on things such as the Rotom Heat and the Mamoswine and the Celesteela. But I feel like Mamoswine will probably be switching in a fair amount. Celesteela, of course, will definitely switch in a lot. And Rotom Heat is going to be initiative, so that will obviously be switching in. Toxic is great for things such as a Shaman, as otherwise Shaman it forces out Shaman at least, because otherwise we just sit and spam Seed Flavors on my team, and also maybe like a Seed, Leech Seed variant. So Toxic's nice for that. Of course, it does have Natural Cure though, so that kind of sucks. But also, of course, it's mainly just in case Rotom Heat tries to switch in, I can Toxic that, but it's nice for other things too, such as of course the Shaman, and even like the Yuxi. I was gonna say the Barbaracle, but Yuxi just popped in my head first. Gyro Ball hits his team fairly well. Things even like Mega Lopus 2 at KO by it. It was getting the same damage rolls as Zen Headbutt would, so I didn't feel like it was worth it to run Zen Headbutt when Gyro Ball hits more. Also hits things such as the Latios. So yeah, next up we have Little China, of course. I know I covered it with the Bronzong, for the most part, but I brought Close Combat, Stone Edge, Knockoff, Facade. This 2 KOs pretty much everything on his team for the most part that I expect to come. The Impish nature is sort of just because I figured I can invest a little bit more in my Fizz Def to take hits better from Mega Lopunny and kill it off with Close Combat, of course. I almost actually ran Bullet Punch in the set, and Bullet Punch would have probably been very smart. However, it didn't hit much. It just would have been smart to chip something off last second, as priority is always very nice in any Pokemon. This team hits things very well though, such as Knockoff, clearing leftovers, or even Rocky Helmets from things such as Yuxi and Latios. Latios wouldn't necessarily run a helmet, but maybe like a leftovers, or even a Scarf or Specs. So that's very nice. Stone Edge is for mainly Rotom Heat, as with the Flame Orb Guts, I can guarantee kill it off no matter what the variant. So yeah, this just breaks through his team, especially in Trick Room. He does not have great switch-ins at all to this. Next up, I have Jesus, our Thundurus. I brought a Defiant Thundurus this week with the Jolly Nature, of course, and I brought Bulk Up, Fly, Wild Charge, and Knockoff. I almost actually brought Superpower, which would have been very nice. However, I went with Fly because this set couldn't really touch Shaman, and Shaman was proven to be very problematic when I did some mocks. I brought Knockoff to hit Latios, of course, and that is what I spec kept as well with this variant. Wild Charges seem fairly well with things such as the Mega Latios, Celesteela, all taking a fair amount of damage. In hindsight, the only thing that this doesn't really touch well on his team is the Rotom Heat. However, if I can get some Bulk Ups off, Knockoff is going to do a fair amount anyway, so I'm not overly worried. Even, well, I guess Mamoswine also doesn't take a ton, but again, Knockoff still does decent. Next up, I have Navi, our Sylveon, with Heal Bill, Hyper Voice, Wish Protect. Literally just meant to be a Cleric this game and to Wish Pass, because I didn't want Kang Wish Passing to other things. I felt like Kang is also actually running Wish this week, spoiler alert. But I felt like Kang's Wish was more so for Kang, Sylveon's is more so to pass, so I felt like that was nice. I don't really have any other offensive moves I can run successfully on this team besides Hyper Voice, so I'm going to go with it. Hits things like Latios and Mega Lot fairly well, and Protect is also just because maybe I could try and just get some leftovers off just to take on hits from Mega Lot better, as this is sort of my best Mon besides Hariyama to take hits from it. So yeah, I'm really just hoping that Mega Lot doesn't fuck me over, to be honest. Next up, I have Medusa, our Hydreigon, with Draco Meteor, Fire Blast, Dark Pulse, and U-Turn, and a Choice Scarf. I figure Choice Scarf Hydreigon could be great for revenging off things such as Mega Lot, of course, as long as it does not have Quick Attack. The move will hit everything fairly well, such as Celesteela, Latios, Mega Lop. I was thinking Hydreigon because I had spec kept Mega Lop, and I was thinking Hydreigon was speed creeping it, so sorry about that. Hits Shaman well, hits Rotom even fairly well with the Draco. U-Turn, of course, is for initiative versus something like, let's say, really just if I want any initiative. Hits things fairly well, also like Shaman, and even hits Yuxi okay for damage. So yeah, I really just figured Scarf Hydreigon does really nice against his team. Really solid pivot in general against his team. And finally, I brought Mio, actually, I believe this is finally. Yep, that is finally. Just want to make sure. Finally, I brought Mio, our Mega Kangaskhan. Pre-Mega ability doesn't really matter. It's going to be Parental Bond anyway. Careful Nature with Wish, Protect, Thunder Punch, and Return. He does not have great normal switch-ins at all, actually. His only one being Celesteela, if I'm not mistaken. Well, actually, Barbaracle too, but when I was building, I originally did not think Barbaracle would even come to this matchup, and Thunder Punch-ins both of them fairly well, so I figured that was really nice. Witch Protect is obviously for longevity. This set is mainly meant to take hits from special attackers, such as Rotom Heat, even takes hits from Shaman fairly well. Obviously, Seed Failure is going to be a bitch, but I can work around it. It's really just meant to take hits from the special stuff, though, of course, because as I said, I had like Sylveon for physical wall, I had Hariyama for physical wall, whereas his special threats were definitely unchecked. And unless if he is specs Modest Latios, I actually can even 1v1 Latios as long as I wish on the first Draco. Obviously, though, a specs Modest Latios does have a roll to kill, or after rocks can pretty much guarantee kill, so that is unfortunate. However, I can always just wish on the first Draco, and I can pretty much guarantee figure out a spread. So overall, though, I feel like I'm fairly well built against Randy's team. Of course, if you want to see how the team does, make sure you come to our week 1 game tomorrow, which will be going live 24 hours from now. It will be going live at 3 p.m. CST on Sunday. This video, of course, went live 3 p.m. CST on Saturday, because that was the time that Randy and I agreed to. So, of course, if you guys did enjoy, leave a like down below. Comment, subscribe, so you guys can interact with me, and I'll interact with you, of course. Subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's upload. Unless you're in the fan Discord, of course, you will just get added anyway. But, you know, you should still subscribe anyway to check out my other vids. If you guys want, you can also join my Discord, link down below, and follow me on Twitter. That's also linked down below. Check out my front office. Even the people who aren't in my D-League front office, or there's a ton of other people that weren't nicknamed, or who didn't nickname Mons at the beginning of the vid that I mentioned, such as my boy Mio, Vergi, Dougal, etc. All of my front office members, whether they're in my D-League front office or not, have their links in the description below. I will probably be updating that when I get back from vacation for a couple new people who joined, but I keep that up to date fairly well. And I like to just credit my front office. You know, they help me put in a lot of work for my teams. I don't know what I would do without them. So, of course, you know, I do want to make sure you guys know who they are. So there are links, of course, in the description below. And that will be it. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video with the actual game. Until next time, peace out.